How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at Ju-On the Curse. This is from February 11th, 2000, and is written and directed by series creator Takashi Shimizu. This movie stars Takako Fuji, once again reprising her role as Kayako. Toshio this time around is Ryota Koyama, and we also star Yurei Yanagi. Now, I guess I should get into really quick what exactly this movie is, because a lot of people, they saw the American remake of The Grudge, and they went and they tracked down Ju-On the Grudge, to see the original. But it's a little more complicated than that. I'll try to go through it really quick. But basically, The Grudge didn't start with Ju-On the Grudge. It actually started with two shorts, Katasumi, I think, and 10-4s. These were two 3-minute short films that aired on Japanese TV as part of an anthology. Then, these two short films would get expanded upon in two direct-to-video movies, Ju-On the Curse and Ju-On the Curse 2. These really do work with the original shorts, and the original shorts kind of act like missing chapters. So you could probably watch these on their own, but you would wonder, hey, why did that guy's death happen off screen? So really do need to track down the shorts. I talked about them, I think it's like last week or the week before. Definitely worth watching, only 6 minutes, and make this movie make a lot more sense. I guess I should also mention, I don't think these were ever officially released in the United States. I think a lot of people watch these on YouTube. That being said, I have no idea where I got this. If you go to used movie stores, every now and then you find some weird printing and you're like, don't have any other record of this, but I will take these on DVD while I can. But anyway, a lot of people watch these shorts on YouTube, and what you'll find on YouTube a lot is a combo edit, where they take Ju-On the Curse 1 and 2 and mush them together, and that's probably what you want to do. Now, I'm just going to be talking about one, but the combo edit, basically each of these films is a little over an hour, and the second film repeats a ton of the first one, so I would just go recommend watching that combo edit on YouTube. It's probably the best way to take these films in. But anyway, now that we covered all that technical stuff, the films themselves are pretty good. They do have more of the feeling of those short films than they do a bigger budget movie. Like I said, this is direct-to-video or V-Cinema, and you have to have kind of that low-budget film from 25 almost years ago. And yeah, you do see and feel the budget. There's like a special effect that doesn't quite work in here. But even though these feel low budget, I kind of feel like unless it takes you away from it, like with the bad effect or something, low budget films often feel more real and gruesome because it really does feel like a camera plopped down in the real world. And even though they had a low budget, they still had a good amount of creativity and atmosphere in this movie, and a lot of this movie is really dark, really creepy, a whole lot of getting left alone in a spooky, almost liminal location, and knowing that something's out there going to get you. There's a lot of dark and creepy moments, but also the way it establishes series lore and builds upon the other shorts. Basically, in two of these shorts named after the ghost, we get the origin story of the ghost, then we get a piece that fits before the two shorts, and then two pieces that act as sequels to the two shorts, and then we'll get kind of an epilogue / The Curse 2 teaser piece at the very end. But it really is the logical way. We had these shorts, we put something before, something after, and then something to explain them. It really is almost like adding building blocks to the shorts and building them out and explaining the lore better. But it's also told in kind of an anthology format, which is really interesting. It mirrors the texture of the original shorts doing them this way, but also I think the director said he liked the idea of how your story and someone else's story could intersect, but you really wouldn't know it. And in turn, you kind of piece together what order the stories are supposed to go in, and it's not like when you puzzle it out, it changes your view of the entire thing, but it invites you to participate a little more and try to figure out exactly what and when stuff happened, and it adds in this bit of an interactive mystery element, but you can still watch it on the base level, watch the individual segments, and get creeped out. You don't have to interact, but it really does pay to. And yeah, good, interesting way to build up the lore of the story in little puzzle pieces. And I guess let's go ahead and talk about those puzzle pieces. I'm not going to do any major spoilers, but let's take a little bit of a look at each of these shorts and talk about them a little bit, again, without major spoilers. Now, there is a bit of an opening first where we get a text, and it says that a Ju-on is a curse when someone dies a horrible, violent death. Their spirit will haunt whoever enters that location. And this wasn't in the short, so this is the first time we hear about the curse that drives the whole series. And we get someone passing by the house, introducing the Seikei house as the big haunted location. And then we jump into our first short, Toshio. And I'm going to talk about this with the fifth short, Kayako. These are both named after the ghost. And basically, we'll get this one to kind of set things up. And the Kayako short, number 5, is basically checking back in with these characters. So it really is a two-parter. But basically, in this one, you get a teacher, and he's Toshio's teacher. And Toshio hasn't been coming to class for a while, so he has to go to the home, do a home visit, and see what's up. He's talking with his pregnant wife. They appear to be very happy, and he's looking at Toshio's file, and he sees the mother's name, Kayako, and goes, wait a minute, we know this person. We went to the same college together. And the wife's like, yeah, she was kind of weird. So there'll be a bit of a connection. They actually know this person. He goes to the house and finds Toshio there alone. He appears to be alive, but he's not looking too good. He has bandages on his knees. He seems super detached. And the house seems abandoned. That is, it's in a bad state. But needless to say, Toshio segment is really the setup. And when we cut back here for the Kayako segment, that is where things really start to heat up. We find out about the horrible things that happened right before the teacher got here. And I do like the way, because this is the segment that explains what the ghosts are, but it's not just simply going to show it to us. We'll get a few puzzle pieces and we figure it out. And this movie is very much a puzzle piece movie, so explaining the ghosts like this really does make sense, but we also get super deep and dark, creepy moments. You know, there's a scene that if you're fans of The Grudge, you know is coming, and yeah, this winds up super deep, dark, and creepy, but also takes these two ghosts from the shorts that never had an origin, and we get to see their origin, so that's pretty cool. Well, not really directly see it, but we find out what it is. Again, puzzle pieces, people. After that, we get the short Yuki, and the Yuki short is sort of the prologue to the two original shorts. Again, I hope you've seen them before you watch this movie. But basically, we get this girl studying with her friend, and it's the Grudge house. You know, it's the house from the last short, but it's all cleaned up and nice now. Someone else is living in there. So we know it's the future, and we know that time has kind of moved on. And the friend she's studying with says, oh wait, I have to go feed the rabbit at school. And we're like, wait a minute, you're that girl from the shorts. And the other guy pops up as well. So both Katasumi and 10-4s, the stars of those shorts, it turns out they're brother and sister, and they're both living in the cursed house. That's really cool if you've seen the shorts. You really do have to. But those people both leave to their deaths, and we're left alone in your friend's house. And there was this whole bit where she was hearing the death rattle and no one else was. So it's kind of like, I can't be going crazy. You hear something too right, and the house will get creepier, and she'll start to hear noises from the attic. A really cool segment, you know, again, getting that atmosphere right, building up the tension, and it does end really cool. But again, acting as a prologue to the original shorts from Anthology TV. Then after that, we get 2 follow-up segments. The first one, Mizuho, and this is the girlfriend of the brother, and she's trying to pick up the boyfriend, trying to pick up the brother, the kid from 10-4s, and she finds the cell phone and his bike. And she's like, this isn't his cell phone. Was he with someone? I don't know. His bike's still here. He must still be at the school. And of course, the one teacher still in the school is like, oh gosh, she really doesn't, she really is detached in a very realistic performance. But she like goes on the PA, tries to call him, and she has to search the whole school again. You know, she had just locked everything up. But when she goes to search the whole school, she, of course, leaves the one girl alone in the creepy, darkened school, and that phone starts to go off. It really does act like a sequel to 10-4s, and I thought it was pretty fun to tie everything together and learn more. I mean, when we saw him sitting down at the end of 10-4s, we didn't even really know for sure that that was a school, but I like seeing the pieces come back, and the creepy school after dark, again, a good liminal space. This one was fun. And after that, we have Kana. Now, this is the follow-up to In a Corner, Katsumi. We start off at a morgue, and one of the girls, the girl who died second, she's all mangled up in a body bag in a morgue, and they're like, we have no idea who or what could have done this, and there even's pieces of rabbit in her, so that poor little rabbit got it too. I guess the curse goes after animals as well. But the thing is, the girl that died first in that segment, all they have of her is the jawbone, so they don't know where she went. And then we're gonna cut back to the mother of the family now living at the Seike house, and yeah, we're gonna find out where that girl went. And I do like with this one, they imply that the bodies move, you know, so the ghost and Ju-on, I guess, are more like zombies, where they do have a physical presence. I'm not sure if that's true in all incarnations, but that's what they're implying here. And we do get a creepy moment that, there's a little bit of CGI that you can tell it's from 23 years ago, direct to video, but still, it's a good segment. I really like it. That being said, I feel the one at the school was probably a better sequel, more long drawn out tension. The bit at the morgue is interesting, and you find out a lot of lore and what people are thinking is going on. And, you know, it is cool to see the aftermath and having people have no idea what's wrong. But I think the school is a better sequel, more long, drawn-out tension in a liminal zone. But either way, these 2 segments, they're both cool, and they both act as sequels And then we get the last one, Kayako. So, you know, after those two sequels is where we get the conclusion, you know, the Toshio, Kayako, where they go together. And I already talked about that. So the final section, Kyoko. Kyoko, and Kyoko is the sister of the realtor who got the house after the big murders initially. And the guy's trying to sell it. Everybody thinks it's haunted. And he says, rather than hire a medium to do a proper exorcism, I'll just get my psychic sister to come down and take a look at it. And she'll go, whoa, this place is super cursed. I want to get out of here now. But she has a test where she says, is there sake in this house? Sake will absorb spiritual energy. And if people can't taste the difference and they think it's just normal sake, then they're strong enough where they're not going to be oppressed by these spirits. So you'll have them taste the sake, right? Sure, it's all going to work out perfectly and there'll never be any problems again. From what I hear, this connects to The Curse Part 2, so I'm guessing this is kind of a tease and a setup, and I can't wait to watch that one. I'm going through and I'm going to try to review as many movies as I can in this series. And, you know, again, that is kind of a problem because a lot of them weren't released in America officially, but I'll see what I can do. But anyway, I can definitely recommend these. They are fun. Just know going in that they are lower budget, made for TV movies, and you'll have to pay attention to the continuity, and you really do need to read those shorts or watch them. But other than that, they are really fun, super atmospheric, and super dark. And telling the story in these puzzle pieces, I really like that. So again, definitely recommend this, and I'll try to get to Curse 2 pretty soon. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my Asian media playlist where I've talked about other things like House and Uzumaki, but I also covered the shorts in there as well. So if you want to see me talk about more, you can click right here and see more. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.